Hi there, it's exam week. I bet you're excited, right? Not? I remember being in school with those exams, especially the first exam. So I really understand that you guys are probably really nervous not knowing what to expect. So the Kahoot games that I do, many of the questions are similar. This week I will go also through some similar questions, but it is NCLEX style. So make sure you go over the study tips that is in the, remember the intro module under exams and quizzes. Please read those. It's very important, especially the one about understanding. Well, put it this way, in summary, if you really want to know if you understand the information, teach somebody else. So whether you're in your small study groups or you have somebody at home that you can teach these topics to, that will really help you get to that higher order thinking, learning. And I have on that sheet the Bloom's taxonomy, and if you see what I talked about in high school, unless you're taking AP classes, you're not taking those, you're not doing those higher level questions. You're on the lower level, and then we get to college and we're like, oh, I'm only been taught to study for these lower levels. So teach somebody else. That's one of those tricks to helping you get to that higher order thinking. That's called metacognition. All right, this week we're going to have a review on acute respiratory. We're going to go over ARDS, some pneumonia a little bit, and as well as I think we'll talk about bacterial meningitis. We will also do an exam review. I want to go through all 5 modules. We'll be doing some Kahoot questions. I want to make sure that you don't have any questions. And I'll be doing a couple polls to see what you have further questions on. Please come, no pressure. I highly encourage you come. If you don't participate in the Kahoot, I don't care. That's fine. I would rather have you come and listen in and grab some knowledge out of it. For those of you that maybe are tired or stressed out, or we have kids in the background, right? So come on, feel free, and we're going to do an exam review and answer as many questions as possible and understand it. Now, with that being said, you know that I always challenge you, right? You know that I'm always like, why is this? What is that? So make sure you have your resources ready for me to ask questions. I'm always like, why, right? Because you're used to that with DML. Okay, this week we're talking about anemia. I know your focus is probably not completely on anemia. I have a feeling. But if you are, great. It's going to be, I love anemia. Not that I have had anemia, but I bet you know somebody who's had it. And if not, ask around because I'll bet you find somebody that has it. B12 deficiency, we see a lot of that in our elderly. Also, iron deficiency anemia is so common with menstruating women. GI bleeds, people taking too many NSAIDs. I had a guy that took Alka-Seltzer every day for like 6 months because he said that he had stomach issues and ended up with a GI bleed because one of the ingredients is aspirin. And so it's one of those things where over-the-counter things aren't necessarily good if they're not used appropriately. We think, not we, but much of the general population may think that over-the-counter medications are safe because you can get it without a prescription. But as we know, that is not necessarily true. Discussions this week. The initial posting will be group 1 and the replies group 2. So groups 3 and 4 have a week off. I'm sorry, groups 1 and 2, you will have a week off soon, in 2 weeks. Yes, I promise, it's written right there. Make sure you finish your EAQs by the night before the exam. So I believe that's Wednesday night, but look, I believe it's Wednesday night because I think your exam's Thursday. At 11:59 p.m. I usually will go and check, Tuesday, Wednesday, and if I see any that are missing, I will email you just for a friendly reminder to get that done. Also, I hope you guys are working on your paper, and I've had a few things come through from the Learning Center, the library, and that's great. So keep them coming unless you have someone else reviewing it, and that's fine. And that is about it. So have a great week, and I hope you made it to the end of this video. If you do, please email me and let me know that the password is, let's say, Snickers, a Snickers bar. I used to do that with the other classes. If you watch it all the way through, you get the password, right? And then I know you watched it. So anyways, I will talk to you soon.